look who it is.
We're here.
We're here.
It's Rob.
Yeah, hey, that's Rob Palmer from Turf Therapy.
That's me.
Yes, it is. I appreciate you coming by. And
thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you some questions today about how you got started in YouTube and lawns and gardening and turf therapy.
Okay. Well, it was an accident. I was trying to fix a hole in the backyard that my dogs kept eating out of. So I got them to stop cutting the grass because the little zero turn that they were using, it was a stand on, ride on zero turn. And every time they would hit their turn, it would hit a divot in the yard. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And my dogs really like to eat the dirt out of it. So I took over the lawn care. I discovered that it wasn't the right time for a cool season lawn to try to fill in the hole. So I just started watching other fellow YouTubers on how to take care of my lawn from there, because that day that I spent on the lawn, I realized that it was extremely beneficial when it comes to relieving that stress that I was dealing with from work and from previous experiences, you know. So with that being said, I just dove straight in, you know, and I started watching other fellow YouTubers to learn what they had to offer. Guys like Alan Hain, Pest and Lawn Ginger, I binged on him pretty hard. Even Bronze Paul Cuts, I remember him doing his 1,000K, his 1K sub.
Yep.
That thing was hilarious. But I watched these guys who knew what they were talking about, or seemed to at least have more information than me, and then I applied it in my own lawn. And somewhere along the way, the wife was like, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. So I did.
That's awesome. And I'm glad you did, because I enjoy the content off of it.
I appreciate that.
Especially the gardening content that you've done, because that's one of those crossover things that you don't see many people doing. So it's a 2-for-1 deal.
Right. The gardening thing kind of kicked off after my wife discovered another YouTuber, Lead Farmer 73. He was gardening and she showed him to me, and this dude, he was like, get off your couch, go start a garden now. What are you waiting for? And he just seemed like a drill sergeant yelling at me, and I just felt like I had to obey what he was saying. I don't know, it kind of struck a nerve in me, and I was like, this dude is right. Like, I should grow my own food, and it'd be something nice to bring to the channel. I remember as a kid, my people, like my grandparents, they had gardens, so I was like, why not give it a shot? So that's why I started the gardening thing, and I was super nervous when I did it, because I didn't know how, as you said, that's not normal. So I didn't know how the lawn care, my lawn care for subscribers would react to it, but it's all been positive. Like, I have lawn care people asking me about gardening people asking me about lawn care, and that's exactly what I wanted. So yeah,
it's really neat, and I appreciate what you've covered on it and done, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing that Rob has created is an app on Android and
Google. Google Play Store and Apple Play Store. Yeah.
Tell me about that, because I get asked a lot about how do you calculate how much fertilizer to put down. And granular fertilizer is not very hard. But liquid, you have to write that down to figure it out.
Right, every time.
And what was your inspiration and your motivation for creating the app called Turf Therapy?
Exactly what you just said. Like, I got tired of doing the math by hand every time, and I made an Excel spreadsheet. And then after I made the Excel spreadsheet, my wife said you should make an app. So I was like, well, I can't make an app. I'm not going to make an app. So I laid down, and to be honest, I woke up one morning and I think I was off or something, and loud and clear, I heard it ringing in my head as if he was telling me himself, get up and make an app. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and make an app. So I hopped on my computer, I slapped everything in PowerPoint, I made my formulas, and then I found a developer, I found a designer, and here we are today. And all that came out of my pocket. Something like that didn't exist, to be able to do nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus calculations by knowing what your input rate's going to be. So I knew what I wanted to put down. I just was tired of doing the math, and I'm actually going to be doing an update here in the near future, hopefully before the season's out. It is my own money, so it takes a little time for me to get these updates in. but I'm going to allow you to calculate bag and bottle rates as well. So if you're just interested to like, oh, this thing is telling me to put down 3 ounces per 1,000 square feet, I wonder how much NP or K that is, and then you'll be able to put it in the app and it'll tell you that way as well. So I literally did it because I was tired of doing it and it didn't exist for our community. But now since then, there's other types of apps being developed, which I think is really cool, because we've now made it a thing within our community. It's bringing us all these new tools, not just turf therapy app, but there's other lawn care driven apps that are really elevating us as a whole. So I think, that one small idea has birthed into something super huge for our community to be able to take care of, benefit from,
So for those of our viewers that have not seen the app, don't know what it is, just a real quick word on what it is and what the features are that you offer on it.
Okay, so you have a granular and a liquid fertilizer calculator. It functions by your desirable rate of input for NP or K, meaning you know that you want to put down a quarter pound, half a pound, 1 pound, 1.5 pounds, it doesn't matter. And that's both for granular and liquid. And then you can also add it to a journal and log your applications for your granular and liquid based off where you're applying it in your lawn, or if you have many different lawns that if you're a small business landscaper. I know Aiden, he uses it for his business work all the time. And then the final thing on it is that it just keeps total cost and total input rates. If you really want to keep track of that, you put the information in there, it stores it for you. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to use, and now you can actually add notes and put pictures in one picture in each application on the app as well. So I'm not an app designer myself. I just had an idea, and then I found people to make my idea come to fruition. And for those who support it and they're enjoying it, I appreciate it.
Yep, I've used it. I like it.
Yeah.
Especially now that I've switched over to a
spoon feeding.
Well, it is spoon feeding, but I'm doing a lot of liquid applications.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can keep track on exactly what my inputs are.
Right.
And the measurement of my input.
Right. And liquid is actually the reason why we're coming with the bottle rate, because I'm finding that a lot of people, even myself, you get to the end of your jug and you only have 8 ounces left in the jug. So you want to just use it up, and you don't want to do the math to figure out how much that 8 ounces is going to be spread across 1,000 square feet.
Yep.
So that's why we're bringing that feature, mainly because of reasons like that. And then other people who are interested and don't feel like doing the math for granular as well. So it's easy, like you said, but if you don't have to do it, why?
That's it.
Yeah.
What are your future plans on your channel? Give us a quick glimpse of something that's coming up soon.
Wine. We're doing wine. We are making wine. That is actually starting. I don't know when you'll release this, but that's starting Labor Day weekend. I'm going live with another channel, Mrs. Craft's small container gardening and more. We're doing a wine brewing series. It's going to be pretty dope. Yeah, so now, I'm looking forward to that.
So now we're going from lawn to gardening to
wine. We're going to take the stuff out of your garden if you have fruits. We're doing juice for the first time to get something underneath our belt.
Yep.
And then once we do that, the idea is you take the fruit out of your garden and then you turn it into wine. Just like I take the stuff out of my garden and I canned it.
Yep.
Now we're going to take this and we're going to make it some wine. So my channel is going to always be lawn and garden related. Sometimes I will stretch it a bit, like with the wine, but who doesn't like a good glass of wine? Come on, man. Everyone likes a little bit of wine, so, yeah. And then maybe we'll do beer next. Yeah, I think the lawn care guys really love that. And I got a friend who brews up some mean batches, so that might be something I might do.
I know a guy that used to be a brewmaster.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know a guy who should be a brewmaster.
Ooh.
That dude, he enters his beers into contests and whatnot, and I'm sure he'd be more than willing to do a little beer series with me. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think.
I think that'll be really interesting, and I appreciate you coming today.
Yeah, man.
Let's go take a field trip and
field trip
and see if we can see what Paul Outlaw's up to. Hang on.
Paul, we coming.
Me and Mr. Palmer just got over here to Paul's Prime Cuts Compound and Storage Center, where you can find all of your Carbon Earth products locally. Anyway, we're gonna hang out a little bit and just have some guy talk about some grass and some products and things like that. So good thing is we got something to talk about. So anyway, hang on just a minute. You know what I feel like? I feel like
Nerd.
I feel like you should be Boomhauer and you should be Hank. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, baby. Come on, propane.
Yeah. No, you're supposed to sit over here and say,
No worries.
I'm right over there and everything that match you like a bat.
There you go. And then who are you? You're Hank?
I'm Johnny Redcorn.
That's sure. So you're the Indian guy.
Johnny Redcorn. Always slipping in Dale's wife's window.
Yeah.
Every time you see Johnny, he's climbing out of the window from Dale Gribble's wife's bedroom.
To be doing. I got to the end of the season and my lawn looked perfect. And while I was doing that, I was the healthiest I'd ever been in my life. So, like dealing with the stress, post-combat, and the day-to-day uses, the day-to-day stresses being in the military as well, being away from your family like right now. I've been away for 3 weeks. One of those weeks were chosen by me, but the other 2 weeks, duty called. But I noticed that was a benefit for me, so I just ran with it. And the wife, Household 6, gave me clearance. She was like, hey, you should start a channel. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot and share the aspects of the therapy that it's done for me. And then when I started, it was more so geared towards veterans or active duty service members. But the more and more I've been talking with other civilians, and they're like, hey, I struggle with PTSD too. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Like, everyone can struggle with these stresses, and this could be great for everyone. So I kind of just started opening it up on the platform a lot more. So that's why turf therapy exists. That's why I do it. And yeah, that's why I'm going to continue to keep doing it. Yeah.
Well, we should do something fun, like have perma-green races or something. With these
Perma-green
two.
races?
I'm gonna be the flag guy.
No, you two can ride them.
All right, perma-green races.
Yeah. Y'all's
Which one's
experience
faster?
level. I don't know.
So we're here with Robert Palmer from Turf Therapy and Paul Outlaw from Paul's Prime Cuts.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Anyway, we've had a good time today, horsing around and having some lawn talk. So I'm gonna put some links in the description below on their channels. You need to check them out. Awesome stuff. Lawn and gardening, lawn and chemicals, we'll call it. Just these guys know.
I got like
stuff.
8 subscribers.
I got
7.
I got 10. I have 10.
Still I lose again. Anyway, anyway, I appreciate Robert coming. Thank you for your service. I hope you stop by again and we can do this again.
There's a hole back there.
Yeah, I'll be back.
What? Oh, what?
It's stairs. There's a stair down there.
Anyway. If you have any questions, shout them out.
And Paul will find somebody that knows the answer.
That's my phrase, not yours.
Me too.
Anyway,
I just go to Matt.
thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
All right.
This is Paul.